Okay, I'm going to try to make this brief, which for me, you know if you've watched any of my videos, is a not trivial assertion to make. So, Why Women, the book, author's comments. This will probably be the first one after I edit it down. Why Women Are So Problematic, a memoir and whimsical polemic, 10 years in the making. Long story, but here's the short of it. The book is about redemption. It's a chance for redemption for men, and don't laugh, ladies, it's a chance for redemption for you too. I'm going to talk to the men first because we have shorter attention spans than you do, so let's get that out of the way. I know you'll listen to this carefully, and then I'll talk to you, ladies. I'm a man. I'm a powerful, self-actualized man. I'm a man's man now. I've never hunted down an animal and killed it with my bare hands. Never killed anybody. Yeah, I did. I have sawed down trees with a chainsaw, but don't drive a truck. 2000 Saturn L1 that my mom bought. Put my name on it, so when she couldn't drive anymore, I got to have it. So not like a man's man in the beer commercials, but a man's man in this sense. I get the power of being a man. I haven't always used that power for good. I've sometimes used that for evil, and sometimes women have suffered at my hands. Okay, so here's the deal with the redemption thing. A long time ago, for their own reasons, for good reasons, men committed a really bad sin. They overthrew matriarchy. You have to Google that, kids. That's where the kind of women run things, matriarchy. And invented patriarchy. You have to look that one up too. Just Google it. Or Wikipedia's got a good treatise on patriarchy. That's where the men are in control. Well, when the men took over, coincidentally right about the time that the Fertile Crescent turned into a desert, global warming, oops, I guess it isn't a myth, Republicans, Mitt Romney, idiot, book of moron, politics rears its ugly head. At any rate, when men invented patriarchy and overthrew the goddesses and took over control, it was because the environment turned to shit and there was a lot of competition for resources. And, the feminine consensus, everybody get in touch with their feelings, everybody shares everything, that approach wasn't working. So they turned to the men, the really hostile, aggressive, violent gender, and they turned us loose. Well, after we killed all the competition, we were sitting pretty, so we took over. No more talk about goddesses and creative force. Nah, fuck. A guy with a big dick and balls creates the universe. Not exactly sure what he fucks to create the universe. So that was a big sin that men committed a long, long time ago for their own reasons. Now, that's a problem, and we're going to have to account for that, guys. But ladies, here's the sin that you committed. And I know because I was there in the 60s. Talk to your mommy or your grandma and ask them, what was the 60s really about? What was this? When feminism started, what were you trying to do? And if they tell you the truth, they'll tell you this. In the 50s, mommies didn't suck daddies' dicks. Daddies had to have their secretaries suck their dicks. Or the neighbor's wife. The mommies might have sucked the neighbor's dick, but they didn't suck daddy's dick. And daddy, that didn't work for daddy, so daddy was having other bitches suck his dick. After World War II, during World War II, the mommies got to work because all the daddies were out in Germany and in the Pacific killing, Germans and Japanese people. We're not going to get into it. It was a good war. My dad was killing Germans in Europe under the 10th Armored Division under Patton. Killed a lot of Germans. Some of them pretty young. But I digress. It's in the book. It's all in the book. Here's the thing. The contract that we struck with your mommy or your grandma was this. You can compete for a job fairly, and if you win that job fairly, you can get the same wage that I get. That was our side of the bargain. Their side of the bargain was, we'll admit that monogamy is bullshit, because we know that the men have been cheating forever, and so we're not going to pretend that you're monogamous, and you know we'll even admit that we're not monogamous, and we'll probably grab a slice every now and then. You guys will be fucking everything that moves, but it's okay. It's your nature is different than ours, so we're not going to hate you for that. Oh, and if you do marry us, we don't want to get married, but if you marry us, you know, we'll suck your dick even after you marry us. And we'll enjoy sex with you almost as much as we enjoy it with your brother or your best friend or your neighbor. Simple contract. Now, ladies, if you're thinking, wow, really? Just read The Feminine Mystique, Betty Friedan. It's all in there. It's all in there. Whole chapter on the myth of monogamy. Anyway, here's what you bitches did with that contract. First, you reneged on the blowjob after you get married. If you're married, are you sucking your husband's dick? Not his brother, not your neighbor, not the gardener's dick. Your husband's dick? You sucking that dick a couple times a week? Not every day like you did before you got married, but at least a couple times a week. How about once a month? Ask yourself this: when's the last time you sucked his dick? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And you know what? The thing about competing equally for a job, that was not, if I say to you, oh, did you get a new haircut? You're not supposed to get me fired for that. If I say, oh, you look nice in that dress, the contract was not that you could get me fired or that you could take my job. That wasn't the contract. It was that you could compete fairly for my job. And if you won it fairly, you could, if you performed, you could keep the job. You wouldn't keep the job by getting all the males around you who were competent fired, by saying, oh, I don't like the way he looks at me. That's a hostile environment. Girls, you're not that fragile. Even if I said nice tits, you shouldn't be destroyed by that, especially if you have nice tits. But I'll give that one to you, okay? In my company, men won't be allowed to say to women, nice ass, nice titties. But they will be allowed to say, I like you in that dress. They will be allowed to say, did you lose a couple pounds? Because the women will sign an agreement before I hire them that defines what is bullshit that they cannot sue over and what is legitimate harassment, which the company will vigorously enforce and make sure it doesn't happen. So that's the redemption for you bitches, is you cut out the bullshit about, I'm going to sue, I don't like that poster on the wall. That's fucking bullshit. And you stop stealing our jobs. And you stop getting us fired. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell the guys to stop getting you drunk, and then after you, it's your fault for getting drunk, but after you get drunk, I'm going to tell them not to, you know, throw you over a fence and strip you and fuck you for 2 minutes before they come. I'm going to tell them to not do that. I do tell them in the book to not do that. I'm going to tell them to not even get you drunk, and before you pass out, say, is it okay if I put it in your mouth? And you go, yeah. You can see the videos on YouTube all the time. Not YouTube, but SexTube, XXXTube, you know. You can see drunk chicks, 5 guys are fucking them at the same time. They're alive, but they're not conscious. You can't really say they gave consent, but they can't sue because they got skunk drunk and they're dressed like a prostitute. You can dress like a prostitute. I love the slut walks, man. I've been in a couple of slut walks. Those are some hot-looking chicks, especially the beefy ones wearing those really, really short skirts with no panties on, and those really inadequate bras or no bra, and the girls are bouncing, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Girl power. I'm all for the slut walks. In fact, if you're available, let's do a slut walk. But in the meantime, I got this book. It's a book about one man's journey, a powerful man, sometimes an evil man. I confess to all of those sins. Because redemption is what we need, people. We got to sit down and we got to work this out. This man-woman problem, it's not the biggest problem, you know, but Barack isn't going to do a fucking thing about any of the other problems. I love you, my brother, but not going to do it. You know, he didn't make it, he didn't become rich by acting black. Come on. He's the whitest black guy on the planet. He's far whiter than me, and I'm an Italian-American. So, snuck politics in again tonight, son of a bitch. Well, we can edit that out. So guys, let's sit down with the ladies. Let's talk to them. I can train you how to do that. It's not as hard as you would think. Yeah, their stories are long and they don't have an ending, and you know, and they want to talk about feelings. You can talk about feelings. Come on. You secretly talk about feelings when you're talking to me. It feels good to talk about feelings. And ladies, you can suck it up a little bit and stop being so fucking fragile. It's fucking bullshit. You know it's bullshit. You're using your powers for evil, not for good. So, if we earn it, give us the coochie. If we earn it, suck our dicks. If you earn it, you can have a job. If you earn it, you can keep that job. You can get promoted. You can get paid a fair wage. Okay? You can't fire us for saying, "Oh, Sally, I like you in that dress." You're not going to be able to fire us in my world. All right? You can't fire us for that. You're going to have to suck it up. No easy paydays in Andy's world. Everybody pulls their own weight and earns their own way. All right? So let's do this, people. Let's do this. We can change the world. Rearrange the world. Inside us. It's a song. Look it up. I guess that's about it for now. Listen to some Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young if you get a chance. Moody Blues. Procession Alone. The Look in Her Eye. Just check it all out. It was all there in the 60s. If it hadn't been for that idiot Nixon, 8 years of Nixon recessions and war, we probably would have turned this all around then. Just killed that capitalism baby in its crib. But you throw everybody out of work, you have a war, you draft people, you get a bunch of people killed, you break into the Democrats, kind of makes people cynical, fucks the whole planet up, makes people stupid, like you, uninterested in politics. Oh, I'm not interested in politics. Really, sweetie? You're not? Wait till you get pregnant. You're going to wish you had been interested in politics. If you need to get an abortion, you're going to wish you had gotten interested in politics. You let Mitt, never saw an American job I couldn't export for half the cost. Romney, Book of Moron, you let that idiot get elected. Then after a couple years of that, you tell me politics doesn't matter. Okay, girls. Okay, boys. Guys, stop getting the ladies drunk and fucking them when they're drunk. Ladies, stop getting drunk. Or if you get drunk, at least, put a chastity belt on before you get drunk. Or maybe get drunk with a bunch of friends that you trust to not let you say yes to some fucking scudsy idiot who just wants to put his dick in your ass and then walk away. Because if that's what you're looking for, I can give you that. You don't have to have sex with some scudsy asshole. You can have sex with an authentic, sensitive guy. I'll even wear a condom. So, check it out, ladies. Just think about it. You're not going to do anything today, but just think about it. Okay? All right. You have a good life.